Now we welcome in the head coach of the Haverford College Fords, the defending women's basketball champions, Bobbi Morgan. Coach, welcome. And 24-4 a year ago, winning the Centennial title, a dream season in a lot of respects. What kind of residual impact has last year meant for preparations leading into this year?
Well, I mean, I think last year was really a special season in every way for us. It was kind of a culmination of a lot of years for many of the players here. I think really what it's done is it's proven that we can achieve what we set out to do, and so we have that mindset. But we're really trying to focus on the fact that that was the past, just like every season is the past. So it's been a really nice feeling, and it's certainly helped with recruiting because people are more attracted to Haverford now. They see the success that we've had, but it's a new year now, so even if it was a bad year, it would still be behind us.
New year, a lot of seniors graduated, but you returned two of the top players in the conference, a pair of second-team all-conference honorees in senior Elizabeth Lynch and senior Jackie Pizzuto. Lynch averaged 12.8 points a game last year. Pizzuto, 9 points, 3.8 assists. It's got to be comforting having that kind of experience back.
Yeah, I mean, those players are really that class. Jackie Pizzuto, Elizabeth Lynch, actually Shannon Smith, too. They really helped kind of put us over the edge. When they came in as freshmen, that was our first winning season and first time we made the playoffs 3 years ago, and since I've been here anyway. And those players are really used to winning, and certainly their experience from last year and just over the last 3 years is going to really be, kind of what we've anchored ourselves on this year.
You look at the two of them. Lynch stands 5'11", Pizzuto 5'3", but they still have similar types of games. Both can step outside and shoot the three, and Lynch certainly has the inside game as well. Pizzuto's a flashy driver and can dish off the ball with the ball as well.
Yeah, I mean, Jackie is just really the ultimate point guard. I mean, she has unbelievable poise, presence, confidence. She's a terrific leader. She she plays the game. There's never she stays at such an even keel, and that the team kind of feeds off of that. She scores when she can. I'd like to see her score more, and maybe this year she might step up a little bit with that. And Gert, her name's Elizabeth, but we call her Gert. She's just a scorer. I mean, she's capable of hitting 5 or 6 threes in a row and breaking a game open. She's really actually almost 6 foot, so she can post up too. And both of those kids played for state championships in high school, and they kind of brought that winning mentality when they arrived here as freshmen, and it's really helped us.
I want to give props to Shannon Smith as well. I mean, let's talk about another force in the middle. Leading field goal percentage shooter on the team, had 57 blocks a year ago. Obviously brings a lot to the defense.
Yeah, she had a breakout season last year, and she had played behind Dominique Meeks and gotten minutes as a freshman and a sophomore, but last year she played a lot more and really kind of came into her own, and she's been playing great this year. I think she's really going to be a force. She's a great defensive player, but she can score. And she's another kind of kid that stays very even keel, doesn't get rattled, and just plays hard the whole game.
Other upperclassmen that you can see stepping in and filling some pretty big shoes from the graduating class of 2014.
Yeah, I think Pallavi Janeja is a guard who played probably a good number of minutes last season in a role. She's the backup point guard. She can also play the two. And she's really a good scorer and a great shooter, and I think that she's going to step up this year. She had come off of injuries as a freshman. She had a knee injury and didn't play, and she really is just starting to get back into her, I think has found her confidence, and I expect her to do a lot of things this year. She's our fourth senior. And then behind them, I really think it's going to be a mix of underclassmen that will be fighting for time, including some of our freshmen.
Any of the freshmen that you expect to step up and make maybe more of a contribution than some others this year?
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of freshmen, and so right now they've had 10 practices with us, so it's really still a lot of learning. But we do expect Sam Wetzel to contribute immediately. She's a 6'3" forward center from New Jersey, and she seems a little bit more seasoned than some of the other ones, and I expect her to play right away. And I think several others will too. I'm just not sure yet. We kind of have to wait and see.
The conference has shown a remarkable balance over the past few years. Your ascendance as a program, a couple of years ago, Gettysburg and Swarthmore met for the championship. Who do you see as being a force to contend with besides Haverford this year in the conference?
Well, we're the defending champions, but I think there's going to be a lot of very good teams. And obviously Hopkins, I think, returns the most when I look at it on paper. And they beat us twice last year. We just were fortunate to get them in that one final game. I think they return the most from all the teams, but I still think that, and I don't want to say top to bottom because there's balance, but I think all across there's probably 8 teams maybe that can really be contending for the playoffs. And typically most years it comes down to those final few games, right? Every year in our conference to determine, which is a great thing. And I think that, you have to see who has new kids that will contribute. I think Ursinus was really young last year. Muhlenberg, McDaniel, I thought had an excellent year, and they return a lot. There really isn't a team that I would say, oh boy, there's not going to make a chance for the playoffs. I don't think that there's a team that I look at that this year that way.
Gert and Jackie are certainly 2 of the top players that are returning in the conference. Some of the players not on the Haverford squad that cause you to stay up late at night doing some defensive planning.
I'm too old to stay up that late at night, but I think I think there's a lot of really great, talented kids in our conference. And again, I'll start with Hopkins. I mean, their backcourt, Tomasi, she's obviously Katie Clark, great players. They have some good big kids. Kiara McCullough is a really tough player. Talamy at Muhlenberg was just a force last year. And again, McDaniel, Perez, Wingert, Just Parada at Ursinus. I don't want to offend anybody by leaving anybody out. I mean, I look at every roster and, and I say this to our team. I mean, these kids they'd be playing for us. They're really good. And so, but that's what makes it fun. And certainly Elle Larson at Swarthmore. I really wish she had graduated already, but she hasn't. So a lot of good players and a lot of great, good coaches and a really, just a good camaraderie in the league too.
Coach, we'll give you the final word. Anything that else you want to mention about your team or the upcoming season?
We're excited to start, and last year is in the past, so certainly it was a great experience for everybody. But we're starting new, just like everybody else, and hoping to be there again, in the playoffs. So I wish everybody a lot of luck. I hope it's a great season and everybody stays healthy and there's no snow.
Head coach Bobbi Morgan of the defending champion Haverford College Forge, thank you for joining us today. Best of luck this season.
Okay, thanks, Steve. Take care.